Rice and Bode found that children with language impairments tend to rely on this small set of gap verbs for 40 to 50% of their verb productions when they are under pressure to talk. So listen for the overuse of these general, simple gap verbs. Now we're going to talk about intervention. I am going to briefly review the 9 evidence-based techniques to teach vocabulary. If you have taken my vocabulary course, this will be familiar to you. Since verbs are vocabulary words, I want to review these techniques, and for those that are new to the material, I want to introduce these 9 techniques: lexical depth, antonyms, synonyms, word sorts, similarities and differences. Think of word relationships here. Powell found that antonyms provide a strong semantic relationship. We know what the word is not. Not all words have antonyms. Synonyms often provide a link between what the child already knows. For example, if they are learning the verb assist, they probably already know the verb help. They can form a semantic relationship between the two. Use the target vocabulary word in a sentence. Morphology, think of prefixes and suffixes. This really comes into play in upper elementary and secondary schools. The book lends itself well for echo reading. This is a technique used to help the students match the spoken word to the written word, but it also allows the child to be actively involved. For echo reading, you need to select a predictable book with really limited text. To echo read, students reread or say what the teacher or SLP has said. As children become more familiar with echo reading and have some more practice, the students can repeat longer phrases. This book has a nice repetitive noun plus verb phrase throughout the book, so it lends itself well for the echo technique. Now we're going to look at this graphic organizer. Graphic organizers gives us visual representations of how words are linked together. Graphic organizers help us link the words together because you can see here it falls into certain categories. Again, just like I said earlier, kindergarten is the year for synonyms for look. Glance up here. I want you to observe Susie. Be sure to gaze at all the pictures. But we have to be intentional about using these tier 2 verbs because we want to increase the input frequency and we also want distributed learning. Again, it is purposeful and intentional. It is worth the effort though. Okay, do you like my paper bag village? So many uses I use for these paper bag villages. So this is another activity to go along with the verb commute. I prefer to have at least 2 activities planned because we know that children with language impairments rapidly forget verbs, so we need distributed practice. Therefore, I try to plan for at least 2 exposures for distributed practice. In this activity, we made a variety of buildings from lunch-sized paper bags. These buildings represent where people work. There are some cute patterns for the lunch bags online as well. But I did these the old-fashioned way and we just created them together. This is a fun and interactive activity. Just take an inexpensive 9-inch paper plate, cut the middle out of the center, then cut the outside circle in half to make the suitcase handles. Staple it to a folder and then look, you have a suitcase. This is in your digital handouts. It goes perfectly with what we just talked about, how the animals are like, it is cold, we have to move out of here, and why? To look for food. So be sure to print it out and use it. Great for mini sessions.